Welcome back to another Bag Talk session where we tap into that spiritual bag within. I am your host, Tara Chantel. I am so excited to be here today with Kay, Empress, the queen. Honestly, you do it all from astrology to dancing to acting.
Yes.
It's like, what don't you do, sis?
I know. I like to say, hey guys, I'm Kay Empress. I like to use performing arts or just art forms in general to show my spirituality because I am very spiritual. But I like to use it in ways where it could be expressed creatively.
That's like so beautiful because the way you dance and act and it all merges and in sync together. And also fitness as well. You a whole personal trainer out here.
Yeah. I kind of been slacking off though, but I'm about to get back into it.
How do you still balance everything that you do?
For me, I love to stay busy. I love to stay on top of things. Even like if it's a whole day or two without doing something, I'm like, I get down on myself. I'm like, dang, I could be doing this. I could be doing this. So I kind of just, I just try to prioritize. Fitness is never going away because my body is very important to me. My health is very important to me. So that's not going to stop.
Yeah.
Creating a schedule helps. Dancing is like therapy for me. So these are just things that has to be done.
And that's like, it's just a lifestyle at that point. And I love how you said about like, we be getting so down on ourselves, like, oh, I can be doing so much more. But now I'm learning how to just let things flow, like into just alignment. What is for us will never miss us.
Exactly. Whatever is for you, listen, if you live your life like, oh my gosh, I could be doing this. Oh my gosh. That puts us in a mindset of thinking either in the past or in the future. And we're not even like, okay, let me just take in this moment. Like, I'm sitting here talking to a beautiful queen goddess right now. And people are watching, let me really take in this moment. Not, okay, I'm sitting here and okay, damn, after this I gotta go eat, then I gotta go pick up this, then I gotta go do that. Oh, but yesterday I did. It's like you're not even here taking in the scene of what's going on. And when you really take in what's in front of you, it's like everything lights up and it's like your inner child comes out and it's like, just like me saying that, I have a smile on my face. My energy is already higher. Exactly.
That's amazing because that's what we came here to do, is to play, is to love, is to explore. But you know, these responsibilities is getting in everybody's way and it's making people feel like they have to like not tap into their inner child. They can't find that identity to simply be in the power of now. Like, I don't think a lot of people know how to truly be present because now anxiety is coming about because they're so focused on what happened or like, oh, what's to come. And the future is not the truth.
It isn't. It's like now don't get me wrong, the future can be utilized. Like I like to say, it's funny because I was literally I'm working on making a video called The Power of Now Remix. So if you guys ever read that book, you guys already know the term and the concept. But I wanted to add on to that. Not only do we live in the now, but you have to know where you want to go as far as your future. But it's like you're living in I don't want to say living in the end, having the vision of the end, living in the now as if it's already here.
Yes.
So you still put everything in your whole presence in the now, knowing that that's where I am. Like I'm there, but I'm living it here, you know?
Yeah, like that, how we spoke about just the emotions to realize like you are successful. Like I don't believe in like waiting to like reach a certain goal to go into a red carpet to realize like, wow, we're doing our purpose, we're living it right now every step of the way, like speaking that to existence. Like I feel successful. I'm not gonna wait till an event to happen to be successful.
Because then you're living your own rat race, and honestly you're creating your own hell because you're creating a loop now. We're about to get a little deep here.
Let's go deep.
We're about to get a little deep here, but hell, people don't understand the perception of heaven and hell. Everything is internal. Your perception, people think like this is a place that you go to or you got to go here, but that's keeping you locked into the physical. you'll be living backwards. So heaven and hell is an internal concept. You can create your hell by living in a pattern of something, and the energy of it's bringing you down. You're always down. I get up, clock in, go to work. I hate this job, but I still got to get up and do it because I got to do that. Okay, I get up, clock in, do that. And it's like you're in a repetitive cycle. You could say you're in your own hell that you hate doing. Right?
Wow. I believe it's really all in your mind. The mindset of truly being in the blissful state of heaven and how you said hell. But how did you get out of the rat race? Because I tapped out of the matrix too. Like,
it's really just like you can't say, oh, I can see that they tapped out of it by just looking at their physical, their external life. It starts from within. So internally, you got to be in a different state of mind. No matter what situation or circumstance you're in, you're okay.
No matter what.
Things can be taken away from you. You are okay. You're always going to be okay. You're breathing. So people got to understand, like, whenever your life or your circumstance or whatever situation you're in, whenever the universe wants to show you something or needs for you to really pay attention to something, you'll see things you start losing things out of your life where you feel like you hit rock bottom. So think about it. When you're in your rock bottom moments, that's when you really, like, when people say, I got it out of the trenches, or I know where I came from, or I'm self-made. They had to go through a rock bottom time to realize how powerful they are. But they don't even realize, like, that's where your power is. It's not the fact that you came from point A to point B and now you're successful, but the power is not in you being successful. The power was the fact that, look where you came from. You were able to see the power from you being without. So being without is actually power, not having. Having isn't power.
Wow.
Having really isn't power.
And that's what everyone is trying to obtain. And then they get to a goal and they get to another goal. And it's just like, when is it going to be when are you going to be satisfied at that point when you keep trying to prove yourself or prove to the world? Because now social media is involved. So we have to feel like we got to gather a whole bunch of things to prove this outer reality, not being satisfied within.
And it starts with, like, being true to yourself. Like, are you proving? Well, who are you proving to? Because saying that, okay, this is my goal. Once you get to that goal, the minute you get to the goal, it's like you're in complete bliss. You're like, oh my gosh, I finally got it. You're up. It's going to tone down. You're not going to be like that forever. When you got your first car, you're like, oh my God, I got my car. I'm so happy. It's my baby. Right? Okay, it starts to tone down. All right, this car, I've had this car for years now. It's like, okay. You kind of forgot the fact that, at least I have a car to drive around in. I remember when I had this car. So that just goes to show you, like, okay, once you get something that you have never had before, you are grateful for it, but then it goes away.
Wow.
Anything, right?
Yes. And the power in being grateful.
Being grateful. Yeah.
That can take you so far. And just realizing you do have a breath right now. Like, if you don't have nothing, you still can just center yourself in the present moment to realize, wow, I am breathing.
You can't listen, everything outside of us is an illusion. Like, I cannot stress this enough.
Well, go deeper into illusion, because I was like, I've realized this,
I've had so many outer body experiences and visions. It's like, when we say that, we really don't really understand. Like, if you can really hold that concept and go deeper into that, the fact that this is all an illusion, and there's always truth in things, right? Just the fact that we're born alone, right? You're gonna die alone. It's not a mystery. We all know we die alone. Yeah. You cannot go with somebody alone. Even if you were holding hands and y'all died together, you guys are dying alone, separately, right? So that just goes to show you that everything outside of you is an illusion. Just if you can really hold on to that concept, right?
But how can we fathom, like, wow, okay, all this is not real. Like, everything is seen is temporary, and what is unseen is actually
What's
internal.
real?
Like, the vibrations that we can't see, the frequency that everybody's on. Like, you can tell when people are at just a high frequency. Like, you can tell when someone's energy is good, and you can tell when people are going to suck your energy away.
That's true. That's true. And sometimes we're addicted to energy suckers, energy vampires. Sometimes we're addicted to that feeling. So a lot of times when we think we're in love, or we think it's really an addiction, or like just an attachment to it, because you're scared to face the reality that you're alone. Even when you are with someone, you guys have to, understand that you guys are still separate, coming together on y'all path. So you still have to stay on your path and know that you have a purpose and path.
And that's like so key, because I've just noticed, like, most people realize or just have this fantasy of thinking like they came here for marriage and they came here to have this relationship.
Right.
And then it's just a pattern, because like people are acting like siblings, like have these fights, but no one is truly hurting you. They are just like triggering a hurt inside you.
Oh my gosh, it's so crazy you say that, because I seen your video. First of all, I have to keep running back that one video that you had about once you realize, like, when you have no expectations, everything becomes a plus. So everything is like, but that goes to show you that in itself speaks the truth of being without.
Wow.
You're okay. You're always going to be okay, even if you don't have nothing. You're okay.
Yes.
So then when anything else is introduced in your life, it's like, it's a plus. I don't have expectations because I'm okay with myself.
And that's like going off of unconditional love. And most people don't even realize what true unconditional love from the other person. Like, I just want you to be you. I don't want to change nothing about you. I don't even need nothing from you. Just support. Like, exist. And that's all you gotta do is exist and thrive in the element that you in.
As long as I just need to know that, for me though, I need to know that you internally are okay.
Yes.
If I know that being with you is sucking you dry, if I know that being with you, it's like you're succumbing to something that I want you to, like, based off of my path, then it's wrong, and I shouldn't even want that from you. You know what I mean?
And that's going off of, like, childhood wounds. Like, most people are searching for mommy and daddy in a partner because they haven't even healed from that inner child. That's why they can't even tap into the childlike attitude, the childlike spirit. Because they keep running away from what happened in their childhood, and we carrying it on as baggage as adults.
Yeah. Like, it literally starts from within. And a lot of people carry trauma. Everybody has baggage and trauma. But you got to understand that you have to be okay with being alone. You shouldn't need someone outside of you to then teach you something. It's only needed when the universe realizes that you're not doing it by yourself.
Wow.
Then the universe starts putting people in things and situations and heartache or whatever it is. The universe does not care. The universe loves you unconditionally. Therefore, the universe gonna put whatever in your way
to wake you up.
To wake you up. It's like, I'm gonna touch you, I'm gonna tap you. Okay, you're not listening. Okay, 2 finger tap, you're not listening. It's gonna push you.
Ooh.
Then it's gonna just
strike you,
knock you down.
Yeah. There's that rock bottom.
To your rock bottom.
To get you back to realizing the truth, because it's so funny that we forget who we are. Like, we came here whole. We came here knowing our heart's desires. We came here like knowing the truth, and then we come in and now we get programmed. So we have to unlearn and relearn the truth again.
Yeah. We always gotta relearn. It's literally like, life is not about, okay, we already come here with the truth. We've been indoctrinated and been put in front of illusions. So we're sucked and consumed into an illusion right now. So a lot of learning is really unlearning.
Yes.
Because it's already here. There's truth within everything. You know, like me, like when people are like, oh, have you read a lot of books? I haven't really read a lot of books. I just question things, and I always get to the source and the bottom of whatever. Like, for me, I have to, when I like religion. I don't know if you want to talk about religion.
Let's talk about it, because that's something we have to question.
Religion itself is very attaching to the physical or someone's life before you, which is nothing wrong with acknowledging a life before you, but you can't attach so much to it to where you're putting them in a worship or God state, because it's not like nobody's better than anybody. Everybody has their purpose. Everybody has their own shine and light. It should just be seen as something to reflect back on, like everything is a reflection.
Wow.
It should be, okay, that's great, but who am I? I have the same light. You know what I mean?
You have the same power.
Everybody has the same power.
That's what I think about Jesus. I'm like, Jesus is us. But we hand over our power to other people. Because we've been taught, like, just dealing with parents and seeing who is who's higher in this hierarchy standpoint. Like, we don't understand that we can govern ourselves.
And it's a lot of fear. It's a lot of fear in it. Like, if you really, like, think about, forget the words. If you're around it and someone is like, it's almost like a pointing at you, like, you need to worship Jesus, and just think about the frequency behind it. It's like a very fear energy, and like, oh my gosh, you have no mercy for you. It's like, think, like, who wants to be in that state, an emotional state?
Yeah.
That just shows me, like, this is not, no.
And then, like, thinking, like, you're doing something wrong if you don't follow this certain pathway, and everybody's pathway is different. Because we all came here to learn something. Like, no one came here, like, we really came here to learn. Like, this is Earth School, I feel like, and every day is a classroom.
Exactly.
And then your peers around you is here to be either going to be your blessing, your lesson, or simply just be here for a season for you. But
right.
We have to figure out, like, who can we let go? Like, when it's time to let go of those people.
I mean, listen, we could get deep on that, because you like to say, certain people are here for seasons, but in reality, everyone is here for a season.
Wow, every
single person that is outside of you is here for a season. We're gonna die. So that alone shows you that everyone is temporary. There may be people that stay in your life longer, but understand that you're going to have to let go. There's always going to be a time you are going to have to let go. Everything is literally temporary. So if you can master beginnings and endings, not saying just cut people off, but like, to me, the most powerful person is someone that can get themselves so emotionally, truly, and genuinely involved, transform, and then let go with love, like, because they love that person. And people, not just one person, like, because for me, I feel like a lot of my purpose, and we can get into astrology, but like, my purpose and path is like intimately getting to the depths of people to help transform them for the better. And very deep and intimate. Doesn't have to be physical sex.
Yes.
Okay.
But that's where everybody's mind goes.
But doing shadow work with people, true shadow work with people, transform and let go. But you have to master letting go. That's what you're really going to have to do.
And know when the assignment is up. Like, this assignment is up now, and now let's close this chapter and keep moving forward and not holding on to what it was instead of what it is. And that's what I realized too. Like, if we have to form these deep and intimate relationships, dealing with that, like, it's no such thing as a soulmate for me. I feel like you are your own soulmate, and you can, like, connect with other souls on this journey when you collide with yours. Now you can go deep into and talk about your shadow work with other people and go into healing. But if you didn't heal yourself, how can you even heal other people?
Exactly. You have to heal yourself. You have to take the time with yourself, study yourself, know yourself. You have to. And I love that, like, yourself. Your book is amazing, by the way.
Thank you.
Love it. Because it's so important that people take the time to develop their self-love. Like, that's so important, because everything is temporary anyway. So how are you going to know how to love somebody outside of you, or love a thing, person, place, or thing outside of you, if you don't have your cup full for yourself?
Wow. and having that true love, because most people, when I ask people like what does love mean, what is true love, they instantly go into like, I need this person to do this for me. Like nobody's supposed to do anything for you.
Like a transaction.
Yes, like what does true love, unconditional love mean to you?
For me?
Yeah.
Unconditional is pushing someone into their potential, pushing someone into their power. But before I can even get involved with someone else's energy, my energy has to be where it needs to be for myself. You know, it sounds selfish, but it's like, that's the only way. It's the truth.
That's what truly the source, our God, wants us to do. If we want to connect with the purpose and our soul mission is to put you first. But we've been indoctrinated like, oh no, you a bad person.
You're bad. It's not bad. It's like, how are you going to, listen, people are trauma bonding. People are like,
oh my God,
connecting
over trauma.
Based off of trauma and based off of attachment.
Yes. Codependency. It's a lot of childhood wounds that it all boils down to. That's what I've noticed, because it's like we are dealing with each other maybe just off of a fleshly desire, just because it's physical. Like we're addicted to sex. Like a lot of people are addicted to sex. A lot of people are addicted to just different addictions here, just to like feed some type of ecstasy feeling that they can feel if they really tap in and do the inner work. Like the ecstasy feeling that we're all seeking for is right here.
Everything is inside of you. But you have to be a powerful person to realize that, like, everything is really inside of you. All that feeling, I mean, even that is temporary. You have sex, okay.
5 minutes is up, like
it's temporary.
But then so much can come from sex, though, and I just see like so much negative can come from it, because how I hold on to like my power. Like my sexual energy is not just giving it away just to anyone, because most people are like succubuses. Most people are gonna like suck that energy force
from you,
out of you, and that's like something
exactly
we can't get to. Oh, we also gotta like dive deep into astrology, because I feel like once I like tapped into who I was, like everything started making sense.
Right. I remember, I think you had like you're a Libra, you have your rising is a Libra. I don't remember your moon though.
My moon is Pisces. So we got that intuition tapped in.
Yes, the Pisces.
You got to tell yours too.
Yeah, so my sun, I'm an Aries, and then my moon is in Gemini, and my rising is Pisces.
Wow. Oh, you intense.
Huh?
That's intense. That's intense. I love it. It's like tapped in on a whole nother level. You got fire, you got air, and you got water.
Yes.
Tell us like the importance like of knowing our signs and like knowing. I remember when you made this great description about the car. You remember
I love talking about the car. So could people get confused? Like, wait, what? I thought I was just my sign. It's like, no. Like I always say, like it's like your Trinity. It's your vehicle. So you have a sun, which is what everybody asks each other. Like, oh, what's your sign? That's your sun sign. Your moon, and then you have a rising, right? And you operate in this like a car, right? Whenever you're driving, whenever you're operating and going about your day, this is where you're operating in. So your sun sign is, the sun will represent like how you express yourself, your ego, how you want to be seen as. And I can back this up by, if we go outside and look at the sun, when the sun rises, it sheds light on things. If we had no electricity, take out all of that, no electricity, the only way we could see something is if the sun was shining on it, right?
Yeah.
So then it'll show its light. So that's kind of how we show something. So it's how we act, how we express, right? Your moon sign, when we look outside, the moon comes at night, right? It's more of like a comfort energy. It's your inner intentions, it's your soul, it's your emotions, how you act out your emotions, right? So now the sun and the moon together, you will have an intent, right? Which, or whatever your moon is, however you're feeling, your emotional state, and your sun is going to express that, right? So you can't have one without the other, because no one can see your moon. People can feel your moon based off of knowing you for a while and knowing, I know how she is when she's emotional, or I know I know how she really feel.
Yeah.
Because they know how your intentions are.
Yeah.
So, and then your rising is like your mask. It's like it's kind of like how you, it's like how you, people perceive you when they first meet you, your personality throughout it all, throughout your actions. It's kind of like how you act outside. So let me use the car as an example, like you said. So, the type of car you're driving, say if you drive in a BMW and it's black, right? Okay, that type of car is your rising sign. When people first see you, that's how they see you, your physicality, how you look, how you appear to be, your personality. They already kind of get an impression from you based off of what you look like, right? Everybody has an impression off of the type of car or the color or how you make the car up, how you color or wrap the car, right? And if the car is not moving, that's how you look. So if you're not moving, we get that aura and energy from your rising sign. Yes. Now, once you start acting and how you drive that car, once you start driving the car and moving, the type of turns you make, the way that you turn it, right?
How you speeding?
If you're speeding, are you a fast driver? That's your sun sign, right? And your moon sign is the driver, the you in the car. So before you even got in the car, when you're in your house, it's like, all right, I need to go to the mall, right? That's your moon sign. Your feelings, I feel like going to the mall, or like I need to express this, or this is how I really feel. What am I really talking about? What am I really doing?
Yeah.
I'm going there. Now, you jump in the car, then you start driving. Based off of how you drive will determine who you run into. But you can't have one without the other. So people don't know your moon sign without going through your rising and your sun. So you really can't like separate them too much. Because when you're on that path or route of going wherever you're going, right? Well, we could say, because your moon is also what you react and respond to and what you manifest. So we can get deep, like, okay, if I didn't think of going to the mall in the first place, I wouldn't have met A, B, and C. So that's kind of how you're manifesting things. So that kind of shows you how you manifest things, right?
Wow.
Because like you jumped in the car. Yes, you're in a BMW. This is how my space looks like, my rising. I drive like this, but if I didn't even think of going to the mall, if I didn't think of going to the store, if I didn't go on this path here, I wouldn't have manifested these places, or things, this intersection that I'm here in now to meet this person. So really your moon is what's manifesting you. And we know the moon is your internal state, your emotions and feelings. So your emotional state, and this can go based off of, this can back up what we were talking about your inner energy is everything.
Wow.
Because like wherever you're operating from is going to determine, everything comes after. People don't understand, but we're living backwards. We're living like, okay, I met this person, they made me feel like this. Now I'm sitting in this. Now I'm sitting in this emotion. This is what's making me. Why do you feel like that? Because such and such and such outside of me did this.
Ooh,
and it's just like,
letting
damn.
your emotions be controlled by somebody else.
That's like it's
a low frequency state to be in.
And we could put this in a job, like people that don't like their job. Okay, all right, I'm doing this job because I gotta make a paycheck. I'm doing this and this and this. I feel like this, and then I sit back, and then I think about it, and then I'm back, and then I'm like, damn, I hate this motherfucking job. Then we're living backwards.
Because we didn't come here to do that. You know what your soul came here for. Like I was saying before about, it's levels to this, like with astrology. And you brought it to my awareness, being like affected by the Scorpio South Node and knowing North. See, like you know more. Like the North Node and the South Node, and that's like our like soul mission. Like that's what we came here and what we came here to learn. Can you talk about that, because it's really levels to this astrology game.
It is. So it's the nodes of the moon. So it's not like an actual planet. It's like a location in the sky. So pretty much your moon, like I was saying before, how your moon sign is your emotional state, your soul, the you of your emotional state and how you manifest things, to you. So your nodes, you have a south node and a north node. So your south node is where you're coming from. It's what you've mastered in your past life or past lives. It's already something that's unconscious. It comes unconscious. It's something that you're comfortable with. It's like your comfort level, right? But you've built up so much karma and so much attachment to that, to where you've mastered it so much to where there's parts of it that you kind of need to relax and you kind of need to just kind of shed from you, right? So your north node is always going to be in an opposite sign of your south node. And we want to kind of get away from your south node. Not completely, because it's already here. It's like our gifts and talents in a way. But we need to push ourselves towards our path of our north node. And our north node, whatever the sign and house is, you're naturally drawn to that energy anyway, right? So your moon is like the you that's moving from the south node location to the north node in this life. Okay? So what exactly you wanted me to talk about, like the signs?
Oh no, that was like powerful. Just being clear on that intention, like going deeper into the mission, our soul mission of what we came here to do. It's like, it's not a coincidence. Just even we're having this moment together. Like nothing is a coincidence in this lifetime.
It really isn't. Nothing is ever. People, we have to understand, once you really realize how powerful you are and how you radiate things and things are coming into your life for a reason, sometimes you might not realize in that moment if it's good or bad. But what is good or bad? Because like, I like to listen, being around me and talking to me, I'm probably going to stir your mind. You're probably going to be like, wait, what? Like, because that's how the world is. Nothing is fixed. You cannot look at things as like physically here and you know, it may be here and now. Like this may be here right now, but it's made out of atoms, and we know we can get into science and it's still going to come back to the same source. So everything is made out of atoms. An atom is 99% energy, right? We're made up of atoms. Everything is energy. So you have to look at things from an energetic point of view. We can go even beyond energetic, where energy even comes from, is darkness, right? It's from the dark and from the unseen to then create energy, because then you have and you set an intention in darkness, in nothingness. Then you start to create that energy, and then physicality comes from that. Physicality starts to maneuver towards you based off of that. But if you can, the first step is awareness about that. Now continually applying that to where it becomes comfortable, to where it becomes like second nature to you is a different story. To be able to not react to things, to be able to realize, to be able to control yourself, like to be able to see somebody doing something to you, understand why they're doing it, and really knowing how to control yourself and be the bigger person. Letting go is more powerful than anything. Shifting your energy is more powerful than anything, because then they're like, wait, what? It's almost like they're like...
Because most people want your energy. They want your reaction. They want you to be triggered by something, because that means they won. And then stooping down to that level, that's just going backwards.
Yeah. And people got to understand, too, like... You know how they say, like, love is the highest frequency? But people could say that, but can you create examples from that and really embody it? So really embody and understand what that truly means. So the knowledge and the understanding is, yes, that's great, that's one or two. But could you create circumstances and situations like how universe can? And that's how, you know, you can operate in a universe. You can operate like me. Nobody's my competition. I'm my own competition.
Come on, talk to me.
But that's deeper than what people think. Like,
this is abundance. That's abundance mindset.
Right. Everybody is connected to the universe, right? So when I say I'm my competition, the universe within me is my competition. Me being able to act like how the universe puts circumstances and situations in front of people, that's what I'm competing against. Like, after this life, I'm not coming back to 3D.
I'm not coming back here. That's like, I'm going to get it right. So how do we get it right so we don't come back here?
Accumulate the knowledge. It's not even like accumulating knowledge. It's like unlearning and operating from that, because everything, like, you have everything you need inside of you. So put the pieces together and understand, you know what I mean? What's already here. God, the universe, source speaks through everything.
Everything and everyone.
Exactly.
And being the student of life and learning about alignment, like positioning yourself to just have this attraction and radiate from love, like putting your energy first, like protecting your energy out here, because most people really, like, this is a whole spiritual warfare. I feel like this is a game, like knowing that this is a game, and you have to, like, whether you choose to play it or not, like, you have to do it wisely as possible. But like you said, like, just the opposition. Can you speak about that? Like,
oh Lord,
the power of opposition, and what is
sip on that?
And what is that?
The power, because I never heard anybody say this. So the power of opposition, guys. So now let me break it all down.
Break it down.
We gotta talk about. Before we even talk about the power of opposition, y'all like, what are we talking about? Okay, so opposition. I could talk about this in astrological terms, which I will, kind of, but I have to break it down so that everybody can understand what I'm talking about. Now, astrological, so we have 12 signs of the zodiac, and each sign has an opposing energy, right? So for example, like an Aries and a Libra, they're both opposing. One is a fire sign, one's an air sign. And Aries is all about like independence, and it's cardinal fire. So it's like the start of fire. It's like the spark of fire. It's like, okay, I caught the energy. I'm ready to do this. I can motivate. I can add. I can bring energy. I can be the leader. I want to be number one, and I want to make my mark, right? That's Aries energy. Some cons to that can be like, sometimes they may come across selfish. They may come across like, okay, nobody wants to do that, but it's like, I don't care. I'm going to do it. It's like, they can kind of be like not caring about others' feelings sometimes if it's too much in that energy. And Libra's opposite. Libra is all about relationships, creating relationships with people, relating to others. And they're charming in that way. It's like more of like a dependent, but not dependent in like, I need you. More like, I'm dependent because I just like the energy of someone else to be added to me, and to learn from that and to mediate from that, right? So you see how like they're both opposites. So being in those two energies, you can realize the difference of the other. So if you're in the energy of Libra and you're in like, I love someone else to take the lead. I just love to relate to someone else. I love to, sometimes it can kind of come off too codependent at times if you're too much in it and you're not balanced, right? You're okay with an Aries taking the lead. That separate energy, you realize the value for what it is because you're in the opposite side of the spectrum. You're opposing it. So it's like, you're in this energy, and then someone is coming and like taking it and like pushing you in this and like taking over. It's like, okay, I could see that for what it really is. Now, getting away from astrology in any circumstance, let's talk about money. Like, okay, you are broke, right? You don't, I can curse on you?
Yeah.
You don't, you don't got shit, right? You're like broke as fuck, right? You're looking at someone that has a lot of money right now, right? And in abundance, or what you think of an abundance, because right now you're focused on physical abundance right now, which is okay. Everybody has been in that circumstance, right? You're seeing the value for what it is because you're like, oh my God, like, you got so much money. I want that. It's like the power of opposition. It's opposing you, so you want it, right? Then when you get there and you're in it and you're comfortable in it, okay, it becomes comfortable. It becomes like, okay. Like, think about those rich kids that like have been in that, have had it. It's like, it's nothing to them. It's like, okay, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They're looking for something else opposing them. It may not be being broke, but like something else. Everybody is looking for something that they never had.
Yeah.
Everybody. everyone is looking for something they never had. Then once they get it, it's okay. What's the next thing?
And on to the next goal, on to the next. Never satisfied.
Technically, we can say that's in another hell.
Yeah.
Because you're constantly going to be, which is, people be like, okay, well, there's nothing bad of like striving for more goals. It's like, yes, but just don't forget about your emotional state. If me having to do that is going to put me in a state where I'm just like,
depressed.
Anxious, okay, what's the next thing? Okay, yeah, I got that
anxious,
goal. Okay, what's the next thing? What's the next thing? You just in lack.
Yeah.
If you die the next day, it's like, damn, I just kept trying to go for physical goals.
Trying to survive.
But did I psychologically develop the wealth that I need to develop psychologically over everything?
And nobody wants that inner work though. Like we all just want like the physical results of our manifestation. Nobody wants the true manifestation of the peace, the inner peace.
Nobody wants the true peace. Nobody truly wants that because they think like, okay, well that means nothing if I don't have this and this or make my mark on the world. It's like, okay, you don't know that until you get there. Because people kill themselves being billionaires. So that just goes to show you like,
it doesn't matter. Like, and then I'm like, because I seen like someone close to me transition. So like that made my outlook on this life, like realizing all this is temporary. Like we out here chasing for money that we can't even take with us. So like,
we really can't take it with us.
It's all an illusion. So, and you skipping over true relationships, what really is the meaning of this life, relationships, playing together, exploring, loving, like the things that we can't take is like the true meaning of this life. But we get so distracted, especially in just this Western culture that got us very capitalistic. Like it's very capital. So now it's just like, what can I get out of this? And instead of like, what can I truly obtain internally?
Exactly. Like we cannot put that before our internal balance. We cannot put something out. Yes, the physical. Yes, because we're here to obviously indulge. No, I don't like saying indulge in the physical, but we're here to gather experiences to take. That's what you can take with you. So we're here to gather experiences based on our mission, though.
Yeah.
You're not just here to gather random experiences physically.
You're like just clubbing and wasting time like that.
You're not here for that. So that's why I love the nodes of the moon. Like I love the north nodes because it's like it makes you realize.
What's yours?
Scorpio. Mine is really deep.
Yours is Scorpio too. We on this self
right
mission.
Here with it.
Yeah, because I realized like self is so important, and if we like truly allow ourselves to be our authentic self and our highest self, we give other people permission to step into their highest power.
Exactly. But having a North Node in Scorpio, listen.
Talk about it.
It's gonna be so deep. That is probably one of the hardest North Nodes to have. Because you're literally, like Terry, we're literally getting, like Taurus is all about luxury. It's all about peace. It's all about the physical. Like we're living in a Taurus planet, like Earth. It's an Earth sign that rules the Earth. Yeah. So it rules Venus too, but I like to say it rules the Earth too because it's all about physical. It's all about your five senses, taste, touch, and smell. Like a Taurus would like pick this up and be like, I just love the smell of this. I want to just put this up somewhere, and just hoard a whole bunch of nice things and then just live like that. Just like work, very simple luxury living.
Wow.
Scorpio says no. Scorpio says there's so much more to that. Scorpio's all about the darkness. Scorpio's all about, I don't like to just say darkness. Scorpio's all about the unseen. It's all about creating bonds that can be taken with you beyond life. It's all about realizing what's really important. Being without. Causing chaos, death, in a sense where you're transforming. Cutting off what doesn't serve you anymore. Cutting off, yes, this smells nice, but does it serve my purpose? Then I will get this away from me. It doesn't serve my purpose. I don't care about the nice food. I don't care about it. It doesn't serve my purpose. It's very militant and very like
Wow, like that's how I feel. Like straightforward, just straight like that.
Yeah.
Because we not here to like waste time and to just like play around. If it's really not in the alignment.
If it's not in the alignment, it doesn't matter. And not everyone has that same North Node. Your North Node might be a lighter energy, like Sagittarius. Your North Node might be like exploring, traveling, teaching from your experiences of what you learned. Because you're coming from a life of Gemini. You're coming from a life of, just your close people around you, gaining knowledge, gaining information, and like just speaking out the information. But Sagittarius North Node wants you to kind of explore and really cultivate your belief system based off of your experiences in different cultures, as opposed to Gemini, like, I found the information, here's what it is. Wow. Like I found a half of the information in here.
Wow. Talk about like our true power, like the real power that's within.
The power, there's different ways. Power can be cultivated by, I feel like the closest thing to death would be like rock bottom times in your life. That's why the universe utilizes these things, because it's the closest way to kill you without killing you. Like, this is deep.
Yeah, like it's like an ego death that we all gotta take.
Yeah, and the universe is you. As well as not you. It's you and everything. So and a lot of people already understand that concept, but when you can apply that concept and really live that concept, is a different story. So anybody can say, yeah, we are, like, I am the universe is in me, and, you're spiritual and you're conscious, that's fine. But I gotta go deeper than that and say, how are you truly realizing that, and are you really living that? The power in that is that I'm going to tell you different ways of cultivating power. So one way is that just from that understanding that the universe is you. You are the universe at the end of the day. Just that statement alone branches out a bunch of different realizations and truths that everyone is an illusion. This sounds very selfish and self-centered, but it's not.
It's the truth. They lead this knowledge out in school. They don't want you to know this.
If everything is the universe, and you are the universe, and everything is derived from the universe, so everybody that you meet has a part of you, maybe a different aspect of you that you need to learn, right?
That's when you said about reflection, your mirror,
right? And I put a post like that on my Instagram about like. People, deep connections, sometimes you may have deeper connections with others. Sometimes you might meet the deepest connection of your life. And a lot of those times it's like, that's the truest reflection of yourself on the deepest level ever. And you can have those deep connections where it's like you feel like you cannot live without that person sometimes, or like it's multifaceted, like this person is like everything that they do is kind of like a mirror of you. Just a different version, like a version of you, almost. Wow. That can be scary, but that can be scary. Yes. But you got to see that for what it is. Wow. Like, you got a power of opposition. You have to be able to separate from that, sit back and realize, well, I know that everything is derived from me. Not saying that no one is their own person, but we got to realize if we all put our souls together, it's one living, breathing being.
Like one light. Like, we can light this whole world up.
It's just different physical representations in their own self, on their own missions. But if we came together and collapsed together, we're one. So when you can see that, you realize that when you do have connections with others, it's just you connecting with yourself, you seeing something in yourself. And it can be hard when you are in a deep connection with someone else, but that just shows you your power. But you have to always be in a student mindset. Even if you are a teacher, you're always a student, because you're here to be a student. We're here to experience, to learn, to then take it on to the next life, whether it be here or in space. If you become a planet, and then you can put, or you could be a planet or a galaxy, where then you can understand on a different level where you're putting people or humans on a circumstantial events for them to understand. Like, for example, like how beings under us, like dogs and animals and stuff like that, they're in their own realm of reality. They can only understand a certain level, right? So if we are, we can't really show our love in the way that a dog can truly understand. You know, we have to just make sure that they're receptive to it, right? We can only teach them. They cannot communicate with us on our level. Same thing with a planet in us or a higher consciousness in us. But we have to be able to decipher and discern and understand that they're putting us through, they don't speak because like language is taught from other humans. So they're putting us through circumstances and situations for us to learn. So when I say I'm in competition with myself, I am competition with higher consciousness to understand that to a level where it's past human. So there's certain things that I can't even explain.
Comprehend, right, with the words.
But you would know. You can know. But how do they know? I don't like saying they. How does the real you know and understand?
But it is a they. It's like a huge consciousness.
It's a huge consciousness.
That's what I want to like dive deep on. Like the last segment of like our highest consciousness of ourselves. Like that's like
so that's
your
the power.
Genius.
I didn't even answer your last question.
Talk about
that's
it.
the power.
Yeah.
Rock bottom. I wanted to talk about this because it's a very, very, probably the most potent power to probably lead you into the understanding that I was talking about. A power of being in rock. When you're in rock bottom and you're faced with yourself, because rock bottom, all that is being forced to face yourself. Being forced to be without all physicality. Having your house taken away, your car taken away, your people taken away, anything taken away. To be faced with yourself. To see who you are in your true power. And to like force you into your shadow work, right? That's what rock bottom is. Taking everything away from you where it feels like death, but you're not dead.
Whew.
But you're dead in a way. Emotionally, you're dead. Yeah. You feel like there's nothing that can be, like there's nothing else. Like what else can be taken away from me?
That's what people feel like depressed at that moment.
Being depressed, but shift your perspective to realize that what is it showing me?
Yes. Understand. Like not getting that coward mind, the victim state.
Cannot be a victim.
That victim consciousness.
But it's because people are looking at having as power. Having is not power. And that's why a lot of people, I can tell when people know or think that having is power when they're in their ego, when they have.
And they gotta tell you.
Yeah, they gotta tell you, or they gotta do this and do that. They're not humble when they have it. They don't understand where true power lies. So that's not power. You know, your true power is when you didn't have it. That's why you're so, oh my God, when you do have it. Because you knew what it felt like when you don't have it.
Wow.
But keep that same energy when you were rock bottom. Keep that same energy, because that's the real power.
Keep that same energy. I love it.
Keep the same energy when you didn't have it, because that's where your power was the fact that you made it. You went from that and you utilized that energy to have what you have. So this shit could be taken away from you tomorrow because my power was not in this. I'm not giving this my energy. I'm not giving this, hey, look at this, what I have. Hey, look at this, I got this now. You're just showing to me, I look at it as you're showing your attachment. You're powerless to me. You're showing your attachment.
Like that's your God. Like these items is your God.
It means so much to you that you had to get, it means so much to you.
Because that's the fleshly form that we can be wrapped up in, that we can be possessed over. Especially like just living in this shallow social media time that we're in. It's really backwards.
It's very bad. Like social media just made it worse. It's like as everybody's watching everybody. Everybody's in a whole different social status. Everybody's in a different financial status and stuff. Some people got their heart and soul in their status and their financial status that if it's taken away from them, they'll probably be so broken. But the power is not being broken in what you have, right? Like I think that's the most powerful thing. I like to say this. Hopefully you can understand it. Well, we can understand it. It's up to you to really dig deep. But
who is for us is who is for. That's what
who is for is who is for, but not saying you can't get there. I don't like to like separate people because truth is within all of us. It's if we're just not consumed into outer realities.
Oh, if we ready for it. We all wake up at different times.
Right. So what I was about to say is pretty much living in like you're dying while living. You're using the power of death while you're living. So hope you guys can kind of really, based off of what I was talking about, you can understand what I'm saying. The power of death while you're living, right?
The power of death, like that's deep. That is deep.
But what is death? You're letting go of your entire life. You're letting go of your own identity.
The detachment. Yes.
Yeah. if you're fearless of death, true, and what it really means, you're the most powerful to me, that's the most powerful person. The most powerful person that can go through rock bottom and understand that that's their power. Not fearing death, understand that death is a transformation. That's like being faced with yourself and you understand that's the power. Like that's true power. Like how, like what's the number one thing people scared of is dying. Right?
And why?
Right. And like why are you so scared? Why are you so attached to this illusion? Why are you so attached to it? This is just to represent who you are. Ooh. It's really just to represent and manifest the physical confirmation of your emotional state, of your state of being, of your space, of who you are. So what we need to do is close our eyes, figure out who you are without having to get to rock bottom, without the universe, or you, which is the universe, gets you in circumstances where you're faced with yourself and you're rock bottom and you don't have anybody else to distract you, and figure out who you are, be in that frequency, open your eyes, create the energy, and then put it out, and then communicate to the things outside of you.
Wow. And that's like going towards like our highest consciousness, our truest self, our truest form. Wow, but it's so much power in sitting with yourself and being in that solitude. And that is the state of awareness. Because when you know who you are, when you master yourself, I really believe you can master all things in this life.
You can. Because it's always going to be ups and downs. Like, even when you have it, it's not like, oh my God, it's smooth sailing from here. You always are going to have ups and downs. You're always going to have ups and downs.
Wow, okay. This was so powerful. You already know we gotta get a part 2 going on because we ain't even like touched the surface.
Exactly.
But please let us know like where we can find you, connect with you, what you got up and coming, because you already know Kay is an actress, an astrology reader, a dancer. Oh my God, the list goes on. It's like, sis, can we keep up?
Right. Yes, so my IG is KAY_Empress, EMPRESS. I will be kicking out more information, more videos on like my spirituality and not just astrology, but just like intuitively like transforming, helping people to find themselves, inspiring people, doing the inner work. Yeah, and on Twitter, you can follow me on Twitter too, real_life_mermaid_.
Yeah, wow. And then it's just like so amazing, like seeing you dance. That's like so sexy. But then also like acting as well. You know, she's a little too humble. She's on Greenleaf. Like the resume on IMDb, all you gotta do is check it out. But it's just amazing to see that you can manifest your reality. Like, leave us off with the tips of manifesting our reality.
Manifesting your reality. I think that truly knowing who you are, sitting with yourself, knowing your mission, knowing what you can't live without as far as yourself with no one else interfering with you, really connecting to what that feels like internally. Because really sitting in the feeling of it and truly like what's around you has nothing to do with you. These are things that have been manifested based off of what you felt like. So you cannot, so yes, we talk about living in the moment, but live in the moment with the vision of the future. Live in the moment. That's what I would say. Live in the moment.
Act as if.
Act as if. Yeah. Act as if and go as deep as possible. Be powerful. What power is to go deep. Don't think like, oh, no one is, forget everybody. I'm like focused and like take in the feelings of life. Take in everything. Really indulge yourself in in the feelings and the depths of everything. Staying on your path though, in the vision and envisioning your path. You will manifest what you
and all your heart's desires. Like, it's just incredible seeing you flourish, like seeing your journey. It's so inspiring.
It's crazy because I'm going, like, this year has been a rebirth for me. It's something that I've always kind of known in the back of my head. But this year, where all this knowledge just kind of came to me through my intuition, I went within. That's all I can say. I can't say somebody here handed it to me. I read books and found. No, I literally went within. Because everybody has this understanding. You have to truly understand this with no ego, with nobody, no outside source telling you. Outside sources are just put there for you to understand what's already within. It's not to then show you and then, okay, worship it and like whatever that is like, that's why I need to worship. No, these are things put in front of you to show you who you are, to reflect back on your power.
Wow. Going within, you would never go without.
Exactly.
It's just amazing because, Kay is a little too humble with
you always say that.
All the accomplishments you do because it's just amazing. Like, it's amazing everything that you just accomplished this far and how you just balance, like, from fitness to dancing to acting. Because, that's like a lot of people, what they manifest, and then you can really be that example for us. You can really be that role model to be living proof like it is possible. Like I'm like this close to a star, so you can be your own star.
Yeah, I realized that's been like the theme of my life. Like I would get into something, I would kind of like obsess over it, and I just kind of put my everything in it, master it, realize what it is, and let it go. Find another skill, and that's. I mean, you could say that I'm multi-talented, but that's just kind of how I take it. Once I am on it, I take it seriously. I want to master it. I want to get down to the depths of everything, and then I'll let it go. It'll still become a part of me where it's something that I do. Like dancing is therapy for me now. It's like a form of art therapy.
On a physical aspect, we all love the physical, so just expressing it in that way is healthy.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, we just want to thank Kay so much for being a part of Bag Talk session.
Yes. I appreciate it. I love the opportunity.
Ooh, and we gonna meet you at the top, family. Peace.